I'm here with a special guest who's in the Korean music industry, but now crossing over and doing a lot more stuff. I would just say mainly international, globally. Her name is Amber Liu from FX. Did I pronounce your last name right?
Yeah, Amber Liu. That's
Amber
right.
Liu. Okay, cool. Yo, thanks for coming on the show.
No, thank you for having me. I was like, when you hit me up, I was like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll go.
Yeah, because we actually started working on a song and we didn't get to finish, but hopefully the world will get to hear that once we knock that out.
Yeah.
And she brought me boba.
Yes.
That's
Chinese hospitality, you know?
No, for real, dude. I'm not a big boba person because my sister and me used to get this, and my sister used to spit bobas at me with the straw, like a spitball.
That's a great sister.
I mean, it is perfect for spitballs, yo. Throwing a boba right in the face, it
just sticks on you and then just rolls down.
It is fire, yo. Gongcha, which stands for free in Korean. But I guarantee you it is not free. It is the opposite of free. There's no such thing as free things in Korea. Everything it must be charged.
Yeah. Gongcha actually means gongcha, which means ball tea in Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Like
Gongcha. Oh, so it's like Korean too.
It's great, yeah. Gongcha.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty good.
Boba, if you aren't familiar, it's a tapioca balls in a liquid beverage.
Yes.
And it was really popular for a while, but I feel like it's declined since the frozen yogurt wave of 2008.
Quiet. Let me silence you for a moment. It's not the boba craze is gone. It's plateaued. So it's like it was up. Now it's mainstream. So it's just going to be there.
Why are you so defensive? Like, do you
It's
work for a
because
boba company or some
life.
shit?
Boba is life, man. You can't screw with that stuff.
Okay.
Boba is life.
Boba has not been life for me. But I will say I did enjoy it. But you know what happened? I think frozen yogurt kind of took over on it, you know?
Well, frozen yogurt was, it had that same craze and it went, quote unquote, died down. And then I think now it's back up because all the health stuff is like going.
Frozen yogurt's not healthy, is it?
In moderation.
Right.
Anything in moderation is
I don't
good.
know, what are the thoughts? Like, when I think of like popularity in the States, I always think about like, if white people like it, you know what I mean? Like, because boba was like popular amongst like white people got into the craze too, but I don't know how they like it with like the mixture of like liquids and solids. I think that's a thing that people have to kind of get used to.
I think it's kind of like how in Korea, like when I was in Korea too, it's like they have the trends as well. And obviously I'm quote unquote, I guess a minority. I guess it's weird. I'm a minority here too, technically.
That's
okay. Well, it's like, I feel like when that craze happens, it's like everybody's interested in it, and then they're figuring out how like, I guess in the way that you said it, like because the majority of people in the States are white, how are they going to integrate that quote unquote foreign aspect into their culture as well? Because that's why you got
like a different version, like a white version of it.
Yeah, because like
there's no white version of boba, right? It's just boba.
I think they did it pretty well because like boba's already customizable, so you know it's like it could. If you want a lot of sugar, you can put a lot of sugar in it. That's one thing from Asia that popped off here. I would say there's like certain Korean things that's really popular. Like when they think of Korean people, they're like Korean barbecue, right? And that's like not the only thing and shit, which like pisses me off because I'm like, fuck, every time the white homies want to go eat Korean food, I got to eat like a shitload of meat again. Like, god damn. Dude, you gotta get them on the jigaes.
The soups.
It's all about the jigaes.
The soups are good. White people love bibimbap. You know, and they always say it's funny, it's mad cute and shit. And
have they ever tried bude찌개 is probably I think my favorite Korean food.
Bude찌개 is like a army soup as they call it, where they just mix in spam, sausage. But white people don't really fuck with spam. I've done my research.
Well, they had it in a Korean soup before.
Yeah, well,
now that's a whole different fucking level.
Like I realized how much, like, you know how Korean people or like people in Korea or whatever love spam.
Yeah,
like I realized most people don't fuck with spam. Like they don't like spam. It's not a thing.
I think it's the people around you don't like spam.
Yeah,
because we're kind of health conscious.
I grew up like thinking everybody loves spam, and then I tell my white friends and black friends are like, nah, we don't fuck with that shit, bro.
It's also I think like when we're kids, like we got no money, so spam is like the.
I mean, it's an army country too. You know what I'm saying? The army presence in the country.
Yeah.
Another thing white people don't fuck with is naengmyeon, which is cold noodles.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear. I've done white research. I've done
Are you
in K-Town.
Are you sure?
Yes, I
because
promise
my white
you.
friends love naengmyeon. I just had it like a couple days ago. My friend was like, "Can we please have naengmyeon?" I'm like, "No, I don't want naengmyeon right now."
It's pretty much cold noodles and there's cold broth, and I think they don't fuck with the element of cold broth. It's a savory cold ice broth. You know, it's like drinking ice cold lemonade, but it's a soup. You know what I mean?
Delicious. And
it is delicious.
It's delicious.
But I've done, after many years of majoring in white people, I've come to the conclusion they don't fuck with cold noodles. Yeah. I've converted my DJ, who's half Italian, half Filipino. He didn't like it at first. He was the same way. And then now he loves it. On a hot summer day, he'll go in.
Okay, because I grew up in a very, very white neighborhood.
Okay. Where at?
Woodland Hills.
Woodland Hills, okay.
Yeah, so a lot of Jewish people, a lot of white people. And everybody was very culturally accepting. Everybody ate.
I'm just talking about, like, I didn't grow up with white people in general. I'm just, my general research of out of towners and, people around, Hollywood and all that stuff. Yeah. And yeah, they don't really fuck with it. And I kind of get the cold noodle element of it. It is a savory.
But they're missing out.
Yeah, it's good. Just make sure everybody check out these dishes we just talked about. Okay, we just talked about that for 10 minutes.
I know, that was off a total tangent.
Hey, by the way, our producer right here, George, he is he's like the white ambassador for Korean people. Like, he knows his Korean shit.
Oh,
he even produces for 2 other podcasts that's hosted by Korean people. Like, that's how I found this guy. Man. I found this dude. I was like, what is your connection with Koreans?
Do you eat sundae? Do you know what sundae is?
I've probably eaten it, but I'm not sure.
It's that like intestine.
It's a blood sausage joint.
Sausage.
No,
That's advanced Korean shit.
Well, when you get to that level, let me know.
Okay.
That one I had to ease into.
Same with me.
Oh my god, that shit was crazy.
But dude, like when you get to the livers and all those like cartilages,
I still can't do the livers. I'm not there yet. The sundae, I barely got in the sundae shit.
Well, it's like with the liver for me too. Like when I was at like Brazilian barbecue, when you have like organs, like I ate chicken hearts. Yeah. After like 3 of them, you start getting queasy because of all the iron. It's just so like iron rich, and you're just like, oh, I can't deal with myself right now.
It's really amazing how many parts of a fucking chicken you can eat. The chicken feet, the heart, those motherfuckers got no breaks. Like they.
Do you eat the feet?
I can't do the fucking chicken feet. I cannot do the
I feel like
feet.
Like I think the only way that I've eaten chicken feet in Chinese cuisine is like when it's like kind of like pickled a little bit,
right?
And it's like in this like spicy sauce, so good. But I think Koreans when they put it in like that soup, it's not just the sauce, it's the soup.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
I can't do it. I can't do the chicken feet. I can't do the Filipino balut. I can't do that. There's a couple of Asian things I just cannot.
How about tongue?
Do. I've had tongue like in a Mexican burrito, like lengua, like the tongue burrito. I've had it on Korean barbecue. I could do that. I don't need to hear it that it's tongue. Just give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Just give that shit to me. But these are all advanced Asian things. You know what I'm saying? I know you vegetarians and vegans are probably disgusted right now, but fuck you. More
for us to eat.
Yeah, more for us to, yes. So speaking of earlier, you said you're a minority in Korea. For most people that don't know, she's Chinese in the Korean music market. And there's a few of y'all in there. There's only a handful of people in certain groups. Blackpink, EXO, how like that's like, how did you get into the Korea market as a Chinese person? I mean, you're from the States.
Yeah. So I grew up pretty American. I was pretty distant from my Asian heritage, but then I think my mom took me on a trip to a bunch of Asian countries, and I was just like just fascinated with like how different it is with our culture, because America's all about free, typical American freedom, and I have my right to speech and blah blah blah, But then Asia's so like they're just very like, hi, like I don't know, like
it's proper,
like very proper. Not saying that us Americans aren't, but just in a different way. And it was just so interesting to me how a society like that also functions. And
you're like, I want to go and make my life more difficult.
definitely that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just fascinated me, just like how like just different cultures and like their their mannerisms. So I got into Asian music. Like I was listening to Japanese music, Chinese music, Korean music. Yeah.
So before you went over there, you were just a fan of the Asian music,
Yeah.
J-pop,
J-pop, Uchita Hikaru, man. Like
Yeah.
when she sang the Kingdom Hearts theme song, oh, that was my jam.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
you were like a K-pop, J-pop fan before
Yeah.
you became like one of the.
And I was just really like I think I was just like shielding myself from the whole world for so long. I'm just gonna like go around and just like listen and like learn from everything. And luckily, like my friend down the street, he's Korean, so he introduced me to hotteok, which is like this like sugar pancake. It's so good.
Right.
It's
So
amazing.
you were around. You got an
Yeah.
introduction to a lot of Korean shit.
Yeah.
Like you had Korean friends.
I had like kimchi. I would eat like hepban, like that, like very Korean stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is really cool too. And then his brother was really into K-pop and gave me my first, I think it was TVXQ, 동방신기 CD. And I was just like, listen, like this is crazy cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, the snowball just rolled.
And then you were doing, and you were singing.
Oh yeah, I was doing church stuff. Like I was in a
Okay.
church band, and just kind of did my stuff here. And like like I'm in high school, dude. Like I'm not dreaming
right.
about being a musician. I'm dreaming about getting my PhD in something.
Right. And but there was did you go through like the audition processes and all
Yeah.
that?
So they actually picked me up from Changta, which is like the LA.
in Koreatown.
Yeah, in
The same
Koreatown.
one.
Yeah.
Oh damn, that's crazy. Okay.
I got picked up. I was just standing in the crowd, and then somebody just tapped me on the shoulder, started speaking to me in Korean. I was just like, friend.
Like a scout.
Yeah, I was like, friend, translate. I don't know what she's saying.
Yeah.
And then it was someone from my agency, and then they told me to go to this audition. Went to the audition.
And was that the audition was in LA?
That one was in OC, I think, because
Okay.
I think the day before they had the audition in LA. So they told me to go to the one in OC.
What's
Did
the
that.
audition like? What do they do?
They just put me in. You just get your number. You go in, I think, like 10 at a time, and then you say your name and then what you're auditioning for, and then you just do that.
And you sang?
Yeah, I sang.
American song or?
I sang a Korean song.
Oh really?
Because I was like,
Okay.
it's
so they were
like-
probably impressed by that too.
Yeah, I think they're because like when I sang, they were like, "Oh, she's singing in Korean," and I'm all like, "Well, because like I don't want to go unprepared. If I'm auditioning for
Yeah.
a Korean agency, I might as well just show
You were
something."
prepared.
Yeah.
All the other Koreans in the waiting room like, fuck, I'm singing Mariah Carey. Shit. God damn it. Yeah.
So and then they'll take like a couple people from that, like I guess heat, and then they'll do like a one-on-one with you, and then they'll like say, "Can you dance?" And I literally just step clapped.
Yeah.
It was- yeah,
And
and
at the time you didn't really speak Korean, right?
No, I think I was just like we know all the bad words.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. And your
yeah.
your pronunciation of the Korean lyrics must have been pretty decent though.
Yeah, I'm like, for me with like even now with music, no matter how much I can't understand it, like for the fans like who are listening to it and understand that language, pronunciation for me is like the key thing. If no one can understand you, like
Right.
it's a big disconnect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just always like
You got to nail that at
yeah.
least.
I was like in third period in like English or something. I was just like
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Like, I was just going through it one by one, and and now I'm here
That's
sitting
yeah.
across from you.
I mean, so you nail the audition. They're like, okay, we want to like fly you out to Korea.
Yeah.
And then you go out there because you hear so much of the intense boot campness
Yeah.
of these things. Like, is it like what you hear? Like it's pretty intense.
Yes and no.
Right.
I think this is just from all my friends as well who are also in this industry. Definitely I think training is probably different for every single agency.
Right.
But it is pretty intense. It is late hours. And
Language is involved probably for
languages,
you
yeah.
specifically, right?
So my kind of whole daily routine during my training process was wake up early in the morning, go take the bus to a Korean school thing, and then come back.
Damn, they don't even pick you up. Shit.
No, take the bus. Independent. I'm
Damn,
independent.
They didn't even get you a Korean taxi. Shit. All right. Okay.
Humble beginnings, right?
Yeah.
And then we go to the training facility, stay there till probably like 10. Every day is different. You have dance class one day, you probably have like singing class, another rap class or something. Sometimes like I would have like a full day of stuff.
Right. Is there like some weird class that's not what you would expect? Like, okay, there's obviously all the entertainment part.
There was culture class.
Culture class.
Yeah,
okay.
because because it is going to go global, so they want us to understand each culture.
To like eat this blood sausage and don't make a face.
Exactly.
Do not. I don't want to see one cringe.
Yeah. And especially for me, because like Korea is extremely foreign to me. Like they're teaching me how like to bow properly.
Yeah.
How to like.
What is the bow? I'm gonna ask you just because I don't even know the proper bow. I just do it. My body just reacts.
So you basically fold yourself like a flip phone, but you can't drop your arms.
The more 90. You don't. Okay, you don't drop your arms.
You can't drop your arms because I think that's gang related. That's what I was told.
Oh, really?
It's gang related.
So what does that mean? Like, you mean like drop your arms, meaning it can't be by your side?
So like literally, you can't go like you can't follow your arms. It has to be here, and then you go down.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And then you can do a full 90 degrees, head like
the lower you are, it's pretty much like
how low can you go,
the more
right?
respect you have. I'm not flexible, so I'm gonna be disrespectful every time and shit. But yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like it's also in the tone of like how you say it. When you say like 안녕하세요, like hi, like it's literally like of course like if I give you a half-ass like 안녕하세요 and I bow 90 degrees, it's like that's just really rude too. So yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting, because you're just like, oh.